week's episode of The Voice Party is brought to you by Big Boy Raps. Get your car wrapped by some of the most experienced and skilled in the Bay. Big Boy Raps, where the big boys play.
What is up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to The Voice Party. I got Phil here. Say what's up, Phil.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
I got Joaquin. Oh, sorry. Do it again. What's up, Phil?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
We got Joaquin here, screaming ass.
Hey.
A new co-host.
Hey.
Introduce yourself.
Christina Pickles is what they call me.
That's what they call. What do you call yourself?
Same.
Okay. And a very special guest. We go back a lot, 11 years? Holy shit, yeah, longer than that, actually. 2009. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tania Pulido. I live and work in Richmond and been part of a lot of different things.
Yeah.
From, I guess, like gardening to
Urban Tilth.
food justice stuff and book stuff that we're going to talk about, and now roller skating. And then my full-time job is like affordable housing. So
Affordable, what do you...
So I work in affordable housing, so just bringing the money home so we can build affordable housing. So I've been doing that for 2 years, like in the real estate department. So that's
Is that state run or?
Yeah, so we get state funding and federal funding, and so like the Hacienda apartments on Barrett.
Oh yeah.
That's like we're like one of the co-developers for that. So that's like it broke ground and they're doing construction. So
that's really cool.
Just finding ways to bring the money back to the community.
So do you work for a nonprofit?
Yeah, for a community developer.
Oh, okay. Do you mind telling us what the name of the nonprofit is?
Yeah, it's called Community Housing Development Corporation, CHDC, and they were actually founded in North Richmond. So it was like a grassroots movement in North Richmond back in the day when people were like, getting active in were really, really active in the community. Like they're still active. I feel like there's a resurgence of community activism in North Richmond, but that was like one iteration of it. And so people were like, oh damn, North Richmond has been neglected for so long. Like let's bring the money here, because no one else is bringing it here. And so people started coming together and like figuring out ways to like create like what is now kind of like that downtown area.
Yeah.
That was like all a community-led effort.
That's really cool.
Those are those new apartments on, you said Barrett?
Yeah, the new apartments on Barrett, the Hacienda, the ones that like...
I was thinking they were going to be hella expensive.
They are really expensive. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really expensive.
Oh, so do you guys work with developers to make complete house? You are the developers. Mm-hmm. And do you guys make apartments for the purpose of they have controlled rent and everything like that? Subsidy. It's not just based on the fluctuation of the market.
Yeah.
That's
so
really
it's
cool.
like different subsidies. So some of them are like based on 30% of your income. So you only pay 30% of whatever you're making.
Oh, okay.
And if you're in it once, it depends the type of subsidy that you have. Some of them stay with you, and some of them like it's left in the unit. So some of them you can like go move somewhere else, and then you take that subsidy with you forever. And then some of them, once you leave the apartment, like you out. Like whoever moves in gets the subsidy.
Oh, I see.
Interesting.
Because they already have that in Richmond, no? Like on Rumreal? Like a lot of those are...
Yeah, there's a lot. CHCC is, I believe, the oldest probably community developer in Richmond, that was founded in Richmond, that's offices in Richmond. And then I'm also on the board of Richmond Land, which is the first ever community land trust in Richmond. And so we're Richmond Land's working on like different models of affordable housing, and they're looking at tiny home eco villages right now.
That's what we talked about that with Marisol Cantu.
Yeah,
because there's you look everywhere in the Bay. There's tents
everywhere.
I think that's such an amazing like mission to have as a nonprofit, because I think we all know Section 8, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's impossible to get on that list. The waiting list is closed in the Bay Area. Yeah. And so nonprofits that...
Is it really closed? Like,
yes.
Oh, shit.
You literally have to wait.
Yeah. They're like, sorry, move out of state. Try better somewhere else. And so having a nonprofit that addresses what Section 8 can't do, the overfill, maybe, if you will. That's awesome.
And
That's great.
And it's crazy to see. It's crazy to see like all this homelessness with like all these abandoned houses, like, especially in North Richmond. Hell, abandoned houses.
Yeah, and that's like a big. I know we didn't come to talk about that, but that's like
I know.
huge. And maybe I can invite. I can give you a name of someone you can invite later that can talk about that, because that's huge. It's going to change the whole neighborhood. I think it's like somewhere around like 30-ish% of the stock market, the stock of homes in North Richmond, you know, are all those scattered sites that are going to be sold off in this position by the housing authority. And so that's going to like completely transform the community. And there's some groups that are doing like on the ground work around that are doing campaigns. The nonprofit, the community development company that I work for, we're looking at also like building more affordable housing and maybe like first time homeowner kind of housing, like homes, you know. So I'm really excited because there's a lot of interested groups, which I think is going to really allow for a robust kind of plan to roll out. And there's a lot of advocacy happening, which I'm excited about, because hopefully, you know, there's the goal that North Richmond residents should have first dibs on those sites.
If I could ask a question. So when you say like advocacy, like, you know, you have your team in the nonprofit, but what can people in the community do to use their voice to support your mission? Like, what can they do to help advocate and make your mission louder to the local politicians and whatnot?
Yeah, there's many ways. I think in North Richmond specifically, right, it's like politically it has been disempowered, you know, like systemically, and that's why, you know, if you want to advocate for anything, you have to go to the supervisors who are all the way in Martinez, you know. So it's really interesting in that way. But CHCC does have like a community engagement department, and then also Richmond Land is doing a lot of advocacy, like door knocking and phone banking, and like getting the residents to tell their story, you know, about what they experience, right? Because they're the ones living next to those abandoned buildings every day. So it's really important to hear from them. So they're doing a lot of that advocacy. So I would definitely suggest Richmond Land being another group that you can go to, and because they're not just interested in like letting you know what's happening, but they want you to understand how and why it's happening.
This is your community. This is your neighbors. Yeah.
And that's when I got into real estate, because I was like, damn, like there's all these new buildings popping up left and right in Richmond, and it just felt like I had no control over it, and I didn't understand it. Like, how does that work? Like, how do you get all that money to build? And
there's all these outside people coming in,
and all these outside developers like that you hear about. Oh, they're coming from San Diego. Oh, they're coming from out of state, and all of that. So I was like, damn, I want to get more involved in how do you build a city? Like, how do you
gotta let these motherfuckers know.
Hello.
Scare them away.
Not you.
I second that.
Scare them away.
Scare them away. Go check them. What was that we were talking about the other day? I was just joking. It was like someone's doing comedy in Richmond and it's not connected to me. Oh hell no.
Yeah, where you were like, oh, they didn't give us our cut. They gotta ask permission. They're gonna do a comedy show in Richmond.
If you're listening and you're doing shows in Richmond and the Voice Party's not involved, you're gonna get a visit.
Listen.
Boss wants to talk to you.
You're gonna be in the back.
10%, just 10%. All I'm asking is for 10%.
That's fair. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
What'd you do? Lose his number or something?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He just said that would remind you.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's you said like the Richmond residents would get first dibs on the North Richmond.
That's like one of the advocacy goals.
Nice.
Like, you know, just making sure that folks from North Richmond and Richmond can at least have the opportunity to like apply, you know, and
while they're still affordable. Because there's some houses that are affordable in Richmond still, like they're not like fucking, you know.
I don't know. I'd be on Zillow every day, basically. Thankfully, I bought a house, you know, like 3-4 years ago.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
But even though I bought it, I still be on Zillow, like I'm looking, you know. And I think mostly because of my friends and family.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm always trying to look for a good deal for them, you know, and be like, hey, like, but it's been really high still lately. I'm hoping something happens. It's so sad how it's someone's fault that we kind of have to depend on to like sneak in somehow, you know, like someone has to like foreclose or something for us to be able to afford.
That's true.
Some sort of like
we're depending on someone to fail.
Triple murder homicide.
I can't wait for the economy.
I can't wait for the market.
The market to crash.
Fall and I can pick it up.
Yeah.
Like your real estate agents is all like, well, there's blood that stained the carpet and we can't remove it without. Yeah. But anything we'll sell it to you as is.
Anything to get the property value down.
I would be like, I'm not religious. I'm cool with it. It's fine.
Exactly.
Sell it to me.
How many murders?
Only 5? All right.
Only 5 murders?
He probably deserved it. It's fine.
Probably had it coming. Fuck it. I'll live here. That's horrible.
It is.
That's horrible. But that's true. Like, that's what people always, like, when I was working in sales, a lot of the guys, like, that I hung out with, and they're like, man, I can't wait for another crash to happen. I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, that's when everything you can buy, everything like stocks or houses at cheap prices, and boy, it's fucked up.
Let that market fall.
People
man.
die. People die when that shit happens.
They do.
Like for real. Homeless people, like families go. It's crazy. Like how, like. Full-on families are homeless right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say like we're definitely hit a new low. Because of the pandemic. I think just added fuel to that fire.
Yeah.
So I think we're definitely like in a new low where you're seeing more families versus like individuals, like
not just like addicts. It's like full-on families.
Yeah. So it's definitely it's a crisis. For
big
sure.
time.
Yeah, big
time. And that's why it sucks to see abandoned houses when, like, it's like, what the fuck, man? Something's wrong here.
Just teasing them.
Like just straight up, just tease, like, yeah. With disrespect.
Well, you got to look at, like, the income inequality in Richmond, too, because, like, landlords are charging $2,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. Jobs barely paying $15 an hour. Yeah. So how is anybody supposed to be able to afford a place?
And then like I work going to houses, like different houses, installing the systems, alarm systems. So like you go to a 2-bedroom house and there's like a family in each bedroom, like full-blown family in each bedroom. Like that's how it is. And the city is worse. It's like you see like a 3-bedroom in the city, and there's like 4 families living in that. Living in the garage.
My fiance, her dad was renting an apartment in Daly City. It was a 1-bedroom, and he paid $3,500 a month.
Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's intense. And I'm excited for the people who are on the ground, and I think, like, back to your point, like, there needs to be definitely more advocacy, like more people, everyday people just engaging and being like, housing is a right, like, how is there more homes than there is homeless people or unhoused people? Like, that just doesn't make sense.
No, we can. We could, obviously for other reasons, but I fancy myself an advocate too. And I find, like, what your organization does of, you have to call the board of supervisors, you have to attend city town hall meetings and stuff like that, because we elect our local politicians, right? We elect them. And so it's hard to combat these other developers that come in from, as you said, San Diego, and have this shit ton of money, these amazing gentrification ideas that are going to bring so much revenue to the city, right? And the local politician's like, oh, great, that looks, like a great deal. But then you're selling out your people, right? You're setting out your citizens. You're costing them out. You're making them homeless. They can't afford to live anymore. And so as a normal person, we kind of have to like band together.
Yeah. We do.
If you will, scare them. As we were talking about before, scare them, like band together and really try to be like, that's really nice that you get all this like money from this developer, but we're not going to reelect you. So do something to address affordable housing by supporting a nonprofit like yours, or sayonara, bye.
Yeah.
So what like you did, like buying a house kind of intrigue you into all this? Because I know this is one thing I've noticed when a lot of people our age, a lot of us aren't homeowners. I don't know, I'm not, a lot of us aren't. And I feel like you almost have to become a real estate agent to buy a house so you don't get fucked over. Would you say that's...
It was gruesome. It was
just fucked up.
It was gruesome buying a house. Like, I definitely broke down a couple of times because I was just like, wow, like I grew up in like the flats of Richmond and San Pablo, you know, my whole life. Like we met at Richmond High, you know, like I went to Helms, like, you know, like this is home to me. And I just feel like it would like, we kept getting outbid. Well, because it was me and Adam, right? My husband. We kept getting outbid, and it was just like by hella money, you know, and then it just felt like home was just slipping out of my fingers. Like I feel like it was this thing I just couldn't grasp onto. Like it was just like slipping and I couldn't control it. And so I definitely had moments where I just like broke down in the car and was like, what the is going on? You know, like
You can cuss, it's okay.
Okay, thank goodness. But yeah, so it was gruesome though. Like what ended up happening was that there was this one couple who at the house that we live in now. I live by 23rd in Garvin. There was this house that the couple had like initially gone into contract, but the house was like
haunted. I'm just kidding.
It could, basically, like, you know, like just the way that it made you feel, it was like terrifying.
Really?
Yeah, like the owner had had small dogs, and it had let the dogs pee for years, like on the carpet. And so it was just like we had to take every single layer off of the house, like every single layer. Like I could see the dirt underneath my house, like that. We had to remove all the layers. There was like giant rats everywhere, so like it was just really disgusting. And then there were like hoarders, and then one of the guy who was living in the garage was like racist but gay, and like it was just like so weird. It was just such a weird space, you know, that we had to like, and even till this day, like we still have to like scrub some of that.
Oh, that's where you live now.
That's where I live now. So we had to like, the couple dropped out of the deal because of that, because the wife was like, no.
Yeah.
Nah, you ain't gonna like. I don't care what magic you can work, because I think the husband did like renovated homes and stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like the wife was like, we're not gonna take this on. And so they dropped. And when they dropped, then we kind of came in, and then we were just like at the point of like being turned like down left and right, that we were just like, F it, like if this is what's gonna take for us to own a house in Richmond, then we gonna roll up our sleeves and like get this shit done. So
you did the impossible, but you put the extra work in.
We literally like worked like 2-3 months, like every day nonstop.
Dang.
Until we were actually able to move in, because that's how bad the house was.
Did you sage the house?
Yes, girl, everything, like everything you could
Salt
think
around.
of.
She's like,
Salt around the perimeter.
You had a priest in there, he was sweating the whole time.
Seriously.
He came out of the house with a black eye somehow, you know?
Honestly.
Well, what's crazy, you're talking about like all this stuff you had to do to the house. I bet that it was still like $200,000-300,000, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Even with all of that and stuff. And the house in front of me, which I live on Buildingwood side. I don't live on the North Miami side. I live in the Buildingwood side. The house in front of us, which is like a duplex, it went for $750.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah. I'm starting to see more white people like walking down my neighborhood.
Yeah.
And in the bus stops.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I don't know. I was about to be like, were those the ghost?
Well, see, people in Alabama listen to this like, God damn, my mansion was only $80,000.
I know, yeah, exactly.
where did you buy it?
She's like, they're walking by. She grabs more sage. She's like, oh shit, they're still here.
Especially if they're jogging. If they're jogging, then prices are gonna go up.
They're jogging. They're jogging down Ream. I've seen some jog in North Richmond like a couple of times.
Fuck.
No, maybe jogging's a good thing. I mean,
No, it is a good thing, but
It's a good
just
thing.
when you
Not
see
like
anyone jogging in your hood.
I'm just saying, like, maybe they don't have the Peloton. I feel like Peloton people are next
yeah,
level.
that is the next level up. That's true. That's the next level up. That's when you know prices are gonna go up. If there's a Planet Fitness, you're good.
If they don't have a sad wife on a Peloton, I don't know.
That's a whole. Once you see Whole Foods, you're done. You're done. That's just.
I think.
What do you have going on right now? Like, you got a lot of other projects that you.
So I'm working on that book that we talked about a while ago. I just had a really good session yesterday with Agana. So Vanessa Espinosa, she's also known as Agana.
Okay.
She's like a Bay Area muralist. Like, she does big murals.
Oh yeah. She's awesome. I've seen her work.
Yeah, she's like a legend, like in the Bay Area.
SF artist. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like working with the Giants now and the Curry family, and like she's done stuff for Google, and you can just catch her work on like murals everywhere in Oakland and San Francisco and Richmond and stuff. So I'm just so blessed to have her in my team, because I feel like she just whoops out her like pen and just starts doing magic, and then I just gotta slap some words to it, to make it to bring it together.
So she's working with you on your book?
Yeah, she's the illustrator for the book. Wow. So I just feel so blessed, because I'm like, I just need to do my part now. We're a team, so we had a good session yesterday, and I'm just going through the edits of it all and stuff. Because I started writing with the Richmond Post like back in the day, and that kind of sparked my love for writing, and now it's like the book, and so it's a short book, but it's essentially, the concept is like follow the plant, follow the story. So in most storybooks, it's like a main character is like a person, but in this book it's like the plant, and so it's like the city of Richmond's official plant is the purple tree collard. So it's kind of like follow the plant, follow the story, like how did the purple tree collard get to Richmond, like why is it the city of Richmond's official plant, and then it kind of fast forwards to the future, and kind of the life of the purple tree collard in Richmond, and it kind of brings up the explosion that happened in 2012. It's kind of being like the haiku, kind of like the part where it's like, oh shit, like, can you grow food in Richmond? Like, is it even safe to grow food in Richmond? Like, should we be planting food in Richmond, when we have like these refineries exploding and stuff's falling from the air and people are like running to the hospital and stuff. So, and then towards the end, it's like a celebration and affirmation, of like when you heal the soil, like you heal the people. And so
I just got chills. I followed that. No, I thought that metaphorically it's beautiful. It's kind of like this growing plant that you need to nurture. Yeah. Like people like you that serve your community are trying to nurture the plant of Richmond, metaphorically and literally. You know what I mean? If I understood you correctly.
No, it's perfect.
Yeah, this girl's trying to nurture your guys' plant, making sure it's going to thrive, and making sure these other people from the outside that have nefarious, selfish greed are not trying to poison your guys' soil and all this kind of stuff. So I feel that. I got chills.
Just got to root out the weeds, right?
And when you started this, you were working with Urban Tilth, right?
Yeah, and I'm still on the board.
You're still with them?
I'm on the board of Urban Tilth. Okay. And so I'm still like.
Can you explain to them what Urban Tilth is, just in case?
Urban Tilth is like a food justice nonprofit in Richmond. And when I started, I was working on the Richmond Greenway, and we only had a couple of gardens. And now we have a 3-acre farm in North Richmond, and we're feeding like hundreds of families every month. And we're like growing into businesses, that's the goal. We already started making like honey products and like bouquets and like selling different products, but the goal is to have like a whole cafe and farm stand and like amphitheater at the 3-acre farm in North Richmond. And it's just beautiful because the site that we're on, like, the corner, the intersection was like a whole like Ohlone village, because it's like between two creeks, and that's where a lot of the villages used to be, in North Richmond and like just Richmond in general in the Bay Area. And then at some point it belonged to the Black Cowboys. Yeah. So like there's that history, of like farm. And like all around there was like Color Spot and like what they used to call the Cabbage Patch, like back in the day, and stuff. So there's just like a lot. And the Japanese like flower gardens are like literally next door. Like you could still see them from the farm. So there's just like a long legacy of like farming at that site, which I think is like really beautiful. And then you have the creeks, but then also of course, it's like like semi-industrial, like light industrial. So like
everything
Amazon's coming through, you know, like you have all these big warehouses coming through and stuff like that. So it's like, it's a really interesting space in that way.
It's like that scene in Lord of the Rings.
It's a mosaic.
At the last movie, the Return of the King, where like the army's surrounded by all that evil shit.
Oh yeah.
That's what it's like. Because it's like Chevron's over here, fucking Amazon over here, and then like they're building some shit. They wanted to make a casino there, right?
At one point it was a casino.
At
one point it was actually an incinerator. Like they were gonna burn people's corpses or garbage or something, but people had to fight against it.
And there's garbage near, like on the other side too, like a recycling center.
Yes,
or some shit like that
recycling center.
And you guys are the only ones there.
Honestly, it really does feel like that. So, and that's what we do see it as. Like, you know, we're like kind of holding the front. You know, like we're on the front lines, like trying to protect.
And teaching kids how to grow food.
Yeah, so now they have like a summer apprentice program that's been going on for like 10 years. And that was kind of where I got my start. I was a youth when I started, like back in 2009. And
oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, so I've been...
That's when I met you.
Yeah, so I've been involved since 2009 with Urban Tilth, and my partner still works there.
So how does, as far as... distributing, I pulled a gas bar. Goes to gas bar here, ladies and gentlemen. So
don't mention that name ever again. Okay.
Okay. All right. Whew, I got hot in the collar all of a second.
I'm just kidding.
No, I know what'll happen if I mention his name again. Disappear. Shit. No, but seriously, say you're a family and they're interested in getting some vegetables from Urban Tilth. What do you have to do to qualify? Is there a price range? Do you just give them out charitably? How does that work?
Yeah, so all of the above. You know, like that we have a CSA box. It's called a community. What's that middle? The S. Is it service? No, it's
Chito mentioned it.
Right?
Yeah, he was here. He talked about it too.
I can already see people nodding their head. I'm like, oh my god.
I know. Yeah, we'll cut this part.
Anyways, so it's like a veggie box. We call it a veggie box just for short too. So it's like there's veggie boxes, and then you can get one if you have the means for it. Like you can pay full price, and then if you have. If you make less money, you know, you can pay the subsidized box. And then also Urban Tilth has like volunteer events every single weekend at a different site. So like every fourth Saturdays at the farm. So if you go and you volunteer, like you can harvest for free. You know, if you go to every second Saturdays the Greenway, like every third, like every weekend it's like at a different site. So as a volunteer, you could just show up and like volunteer and harvest. And then also the Richmond Greenway that's growing like a lot of food. Like there's no fences, you know, at the site. So you can literally, and there's like a ton of fruit trees there right now and like some garden beds and stuff. You can literally just walk up. It's like just walk up and glean and harvest as needed. And that was kind of like the vision of it in the beginning, right? It was just like, why are these gardens, but then there's fences on them, you know, and like people can't even actually get the produce, right?
You
like,
hear that, JD? You're supposed to eat some vegetables.
Yeah, I know.
She's making it real easy on you.
I know. You know, it's great.
Ways.
There's fruit and veggies available in these gardens, and there's like a bunch of turkeys walking around. Why are you starving?
They're actually one of our biggest like nemesis.
The turkeys?
Because they're eating up your crops.
People
have to go early to like
some of the most delicious
best Thanksgiving ever. Best Thanksgiving ever. Some mole.
You don't go hungry.
You don't go with all these fucking turkeys, bro. Straight up. I mean, if I like didn't have money for groceries, it'd be Thanksgiving every fucking night.
Hell yeah. Turkey soup, grilled turkey,
everything,
turkey sandwiches, fried turkey.
Exactly. When can we expect the book?
The book this year.
This year?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're still like working on the illustrations, and like I'm going through a round of edits with like writers and stuff. So, but I'm hoping like in a month we'll be done with that, and then we can like start working on the actually printing it out and stuff.
Weren't you going for the grant for that?
Yeah, like I got a small grant, and that's how I did have like community events.
Nice.
And I did do like a first reading of the book, you know, like 2 years ago. Like I printed out what we had, you know, like our draft that we had at that moment, and I did do like a reading at the North Richmond farm, and yeah, it was cute, and it paid for that. And I also did like workshops. So for the grant, I got funding to do like workshops. So I did like workshops at Yes Camp, at the, you know, at different locations, and just taught people about the legacy of like farming in Richmond. You know, there's a really good book called To Place Our Deeds, and it's like based in Richmond, and it really talks about, you know, just back in the day, how people had to, you know, it wasn't an option. Like you had to farm, you know, to like make ends meet. Like you had to have chickens, you had to have a cow, you had to have, like it wasn't like, oh, I want to be cute and I want to have my chicken. You know, it's like, no, you,
right.
We need chickens.
Like, how are we supposed to get eggs if we don't have kitchen? Yeah.
As we were talking about with Mike on the live, the 100th.
Oh yeah.
We was like, it's like 30 minutes away from San Francisco. There's motherfuckers with chicken coops in their backyard.
Over in Richmond.
When I grew up, we had chicken coops. I thought everyone had a chicken coop. You know, that's why I thought it was normal. Like I grew up on 4th and Nevin, and we had like, you know, fucking chickens all the time growing up, and like our neighbors had chickens. Everybody had chickens, and tomato garden, peppers, all that shit. So that's how we had to do it, because it was a lot of us. We were a big fucking family.
I mean, heck, somebody in North Richmond had a horse in their backyard.
A lot of people do.
You know, it was like, oh my gosh, there it is, the horse in Richmond.
Yeah, there's a lot, right? There's still the Black Cowboys are still in Richmond, right?
Yeah, they're like by the there's some by the Parkway, some horses. I know there was like a big kind of land thing that happened a while ago with the horse stable. They were trying to shut it down, and they were like, where are all these horses gonna go?
Yeah.
And it sounds like they settled it somehow. Because I do be seeing horses.
I also know that I didn't know this till recently, that like, for example, and that was kind of great that you're here, because I was going to ask you about this. In like Point Pinole, I heard that there's one of the places in California where there's some of the native grass of California that's still at. Did you know about that?
Yeah, I heard about it.
I didn't know that. That was interesting to me. It's like the native grass of California, and some of the native plants are there. It's like one of the spots where they're still there, which I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know. I was going to ask you if you knew about that.
I've heard about the eel grass, but I know that that's more like in the water. But like grass, like the one that grows on dirt.
Yeah.
I'm like,
that's what I heard. I don't know.
That one, but
I was gonna ask you about that.
I'm like, let me text my friend Jesse.
That's what I was gonna text Jesse. Yeah,
he'll be my one line.
I thought you were talking about weed for a second.
No,
the native grass is over here.
You're like, oh wait,
you're like,
that kind of grass.
This feels native.
And then she's like, I never heard of that. Just like,
we'll smoke some later.
No, the native. So it's like pre-colonized grass.
Yeah, straight up.
For real.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll find out and then clarify. Yeah, I was gonna hit up Jesse for sure.
Yes, he's our life.
He's a guy. He's the guy.
He's out there.
Use him to find mushrooms. Like, go
seriously.
Yeah. So the book, you said possibly next month you can have it finished.
No, like, but then it will have to go into like
publishing and all that.
Like, which I heard takes another month or so.
Okay.
But yeah, the goal is to release it this year. Like, we're so close because we did a lot of work, you know. When we got the grant, we did like a lot of research and stuff. So we're like really close to finish it. I'm like, I could taste it. I'm like, we're almost
nice.
Now, when you say we did a lot of research, so you didn't write it solo. You had a team?
Well, I mean, I've always kind of depended and relied on like other people, you know. So I've been like bouncing the idea with actually the way that I got the idea was actually through a training. It was called like Creative Wildfire, and it was like a retreat for artists. And at the time I didn't even know why I was there. I was like, me, an artist? Like, I'm not an artist. But I was like, but I'm so happy to be around artists, because it was like, you know, like really creative people. And basically they were like, okay, like everyone pitch an idea, you know. And the whole concept was like climate change, you know, being the issue, and like migration, and we had like a whole presentation on like the impacts of climate change and everything. And then they were like, and then it was like art, right? That's why they had all these artists, you know, like convening in one place. Yeah. Everyone had a medium and stuff. And so it was like, okay, how do you combine art? How do you combine climate change? Like, how do you combine like this notion of home and stuff? And so that's kind of how the idea came. Were you
like the organizer of it all, basically, though, right?
Of the idea?
Of the idea, yeah.
Yeah, the idea. That's where the idea got like birthed. And then I was like, why don't we, like, we always talk about humans, like, why don't we talk about plants? And, and then it was just like this idea. And then I'm like, in Richmond's home, and, you know, like all of this stuff. And then I just pitched it. And then when I pitched it, like other artists can like come to you and support you if they like the idea. And I had like a really solid group of artists like join my group. And I was just like, oh my God, like this is actually happening, you know, and they helped me so much, like in that session during that weekend, like helped me a lot just to develop it, you know, and like were asking me really good questions. And then from there, I just brought it back home, you know. And then when I saw the grant opportunity, I was like, okay, I have to do research, and I want to like be in community, you know, because that's kind of like my work for my career, and like all that I do is like in community. So I'm like, okay, I want to be in community. I want to teach people what I know. Like, I just don't want to hold everything in my head, right? So so the grant really gave me the opportunity to like do that research and to like really start developing the plot and the story, and sharing the history of agriculture in Richmond, and not just like agriculture, but like social justice movements as well, you know, in Richmond was also like another focus. And so yeah, I have curriculum now that I've built out and hope to release like with the book.
Nice. Another thing you got going on right now, which is I've seen it grow a lot, is the Rich City Rollers.
Yeah.
Like it started was it just you and a couple of friends?
Yeah, actually my friend Sequoia, you know, shout out to Sequoia. She like really got me into it because I love to dance, you know, like I've always kind of like been known as the hula hooper in like community events and stuff. I've been hooping and stuff for
Me
like,
too.
I know. I see you.
I'm kidding.
This is her moment.
I know. Yeah, thank you. JD over here like me.
I'm so grateful to have another woman here. I just
I'm sorry. I'm just messing with you.
No, but she was the one who got me hooked. She was the one who got me hooked. She basically started sending me like videos of roller skaters like dancing, you know, in the rings. I don't know if you ever seen like rink skaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
They are so. I'm just like, I went to the rink for the first time recently, and it's really amazing just seeing people go in. Like,
it's a thing. Like it's a thing, huh? Like I've seen it.
Yeah. So that's how I got hooked. I was like, yes, like that could be me. Like yes, like I want to do that. So then I got skates, and then Meryl had skates already in Sequoia, and then it was like a group of like 5 of us or 4 of us, and we were like, let's meet up every Sunday at Miller Knox every Sunday. And so that was basically the first decision that we made, was like every Sunday, let's get together. And then from there, it just kind of like started growing.
It's like a big old party
and like
now
more people started getting skates.
You guys got like a DJ now and shit, right?
Yeah. Well, actually the parks shut it down.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a DJ, but
that's how you know they were having fun.
Exactly.
We were having too much fun for them. Yeah.
So were you inline skating, or were you doing like the 4-wheel?
I'm doing the 4 wheels.
Classic.
Yes, and it's so much fun, and honestly, it just came at the perfect time, you know, because it was like it was June of last year, you know, so it was just like when everything was just like shutting down left and right, and then you were just like, you know, I was starting to like just spiral downward, you know, especially because now I'm a paper pusher, you know, like that's like my full-time job is just pushing paper, creating paper, pushing paper, you know, like
the grind work,
the grind, you know, whereas I used to be like out in the community, like at gardens, at events. I was organizing community events, I was teaching workshops, I was teaching cooking classes, like I was, you know, I was just like out and about, you know,
on the front lines getting your hands
dirty. And then I went from that to like, you know, submitting like thick ass applications, like this thick, you know, like helping submit those types of applications.
On deadlines and shit.
Deadlines, like literally running to the copier machine and like running back to my desk and stuff. So yeah, I went from that to this. So then it was like a big shift. And so I feel like it just came at the right time for me. Like,
it's therapeutic, it seems like it was
Hell
for
yeah.
you. Like you guys grew it.
We grew it, and I'm just so grateful for all the girls who are part of it. It's mostly girls. It's mostly ladies who are part of it. But I'm just so grateful. It's like a level of sisterhood that I hadn't like been a part of, you know, like that type of like organized sisterhood, you know, like we hype each other up. Like, you know, like we're there for each other. Like we cried at the slab. We laughed at the slab. Like we danced our asses off at the slab, you know. So it's just like,
it's beautiful.
When we go there, we just like sweat it all out and like are raw and real with one another and like just trying to have a good time.
Exercise.
And it's such a good exercise. Like like I've burned like 600. I think one time I burned 1,000 or something calories from like just roller skating for like 6 hours straight and stuff, like nice. 8 hours straight.
She's earning her chicken sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You earned your whole fucking turkey.
A whole turkey.
I'm gonna get you one.
Then you're just replacing 6,000.
Exactly, that's true.
Yeah, and it was.
But
really
you guys should.
What?
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it was really sweet because one time we met some of like the OG roller skaters in Richmond because apparently there used to be a rink where Thrift Town used to be.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
I guess I used to.
El Sobrante, right?
Yeah, that used to be a roller rink. So it's been dope to meet some of the OG skaters from back in the day. And then we also have, I think because we're all women, I think we attract children.
Yeah.
You know, that nurturing vibes that we give out just naturally and stuff. So we've actually have like a good amount of little kids who are like come every week and like have been really improving and stuff.
Teaching the next generation exercise.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's like the best thing to do like in the pandemic because like you said a lot, fucking talking about downward spiral.
Right?
Jesus Christ. The pandemic did that to a lot of us, and like that's like the best, healthiest way to have fun, like through exercise, and just the way like I saw how it went from like a few people to like it looked like a block party at one point. And did they recently shut it down?
No, they shut down the DJ.
Oh, the DJ. Oh, but you guys still meet up there.
Like we still meet every Sunday. Okay. Like we bring, thanks to Rich City Rides, you know, they've been like supporting us since day one.
Shout out to Rich City Rides. I'm going on a ride with them soon.
Yeah. It's hella dope.
I need to get in shape.
They're really fun.
Yeah.
They're really fun. And they're actually like kid friendly. Like, you know, at least the ones that I've gone to, the ones that are their Sunday rides and stuff, like they're really kid friendly.
Are they a motorcycle group?
No.
Bicycle
group.
I ride motorcycles, so I was just like, wait, what?
Dangerous. That's dope.
No, I was like, what? I want to ride with them. What's going on?
Yeah. They do well, like from what I heard, because Shots invited me to come to their it's like they go at the pace of like the person who can go the slowest.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So no one ever gets left behind.
So they got to go at the pace of me walking with the bike like this.
All right, guys. Everybody in the back of the train like, come on, now, why'd you even come? You can't even sit on the bike.
I'm kidding.
I could hella see you taking them on excursions. Like, we're going to stop at this gas station for a drink.
I need a Slurpee, guys. Hold on.
The whole group.
Comedy show at the corner of the gas station.
There's this girl I've been talking to. She's on the way.
Oh man, you picture like I get too tired and they have me on like a little cart and they're like 4 or 5 of them are pushing me.
A motor, well, not a motorcade, but like a gearcade
with my slushy. You appreciate you guys.
You're gonna be the guy. They're gonna have a new policy after JD. They're like, you know what? Everyone tries to keep with the first dude in the group. Like,
how about you just meet us at the destination? Right? I'll Uber you guys there. I'll Uber there, guys.
It's hella fun, and then they carry these like big ass speakers with them.
Yeah, I saw that.
I've seen that. It feels like a party, and those are the speakers that they bring to the slab.
Nice.
Like on Sundays and stuff. So.
Are you going today?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Nice. Okay.
Yeah, every Sunday. I know my husband. He's like, it's like a cult. I guess it kind of.
It's a healthy cult. That's a healthy cult.
That's what we need as a woman-ran cult. Like we need We're not equal to.
What'd you say?
I'm like, this is it.
Okay. Yeah, I've always said this. Like, we're not equal until we have a woman cult leader, and I think she might
Tania?
be.
No, we have. But the beautiful thing is, like, once you meet the core group, if you go on a Sunday, like, they're all so powerful.
Oh yeah.
You know, like all of the women who are part of it are.
They're involved in the community.
I love that.
Like they're
Oh my God.
organizers. Like they're doing good work in the community. Like they just bring fire. Like they're just like, yeah.
You're the final. You're the final one because we've had all of them on the You guys took a picture together. So we've had Richmond, Myra.
Oh.
And we've had Marisol and Marifed, and now you.
Oh yeah. That wasn't like Rich City Rollers though. That was just like friends.
Okay, I thought they were.
Oh, I was about to be all like the gauntlet is complete.
Yeah, for
Time to snap the fingers.
I thought that was all you guys. Like,
The voice party is inevitable.
No,
I was thinking the
that
same
was,
thing. I'm like, JD, gotta catch them all. Damn.
right?
No, but we've been talking about having you on for like a long time now. We just never,
I know.
It's like the podcast or roller skating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, last time was my birthday.
No,
That's
yeah,
we
that's what it
thought
was.
of,
Yeah.
like what it looked
Yeah.
like a block party.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday. Happy late birthday.
Belated.
Happy belated.
Belated, yeah.
Yeah. Are y'all
Super
birthday
belated
coming
because
up?
this episode's
Or
going to
what?
come out like weeks after.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, super. My birthday just passed.
What?
Your birthday just passed.
July
When's your-
16th.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Mine's next month.
Ooh.
Yay. So when this podcast releases, is that what you guys are saying?
Right?
Yeah, thank you.
What about you, Phil? We're talking birthdays.
Oh, well, mine's in April. So
yeah,
we
I
got to
remember.
wait.
Yeah.
Like we gotta wait.
What other projects do you have? Because you're always involved with like a lot of stuff. Like what else you got involved with
Oh
right
my
now?
gosh. No, I mean that's keeping me like
That's
my
keeping you
hands.
busy as
yeah,
hell.
like that's keeping me busy, really busy and stuff. And I think just besides that, just trying to create like community with my friends. Like we had like an art night at my house, like kind of arts and crafts.
I wasn't invited. All right, cool.
Well, it's because
kidding,
we're
I'm
still in a pandemic, so I have to like keep it small and stuff,
Yeah.
So that kind of sucks because I feel like I want to throw these events, and I'm like, girl, we're still in it,
That's
like,
true.
Yeah. I know it was going through like the roller skating community at one point, and then there's like this variant going on now. So, it's just. I'm just like I don't want to throw big house parties during this time, but it's been like cool to kind of be like, all right, like I have a lot of creative friends, which I'm hella thankful for, so just being like, what can we do together, as a community and stuff.
Some outdoor events.
It's kind of like outdoor events is kind of like where I want to kind of start heading, and then also like just doing more roller skating events, but
That's helping the pandemic right there.
Yeah, like at a different site, with like live music or like a DJ and stuff. And of course, I'm just one of like many of the Rich City Rollers crew, but I think we all want to do kind of more like party kind of, vibe roller skate, where we have like the DJs and we have like the lights and it feels like a party.
Well, we have DJ now and the crew, and we have bands, so we could make it happen.
Let's do it.
I was thinking she's helping because I was reading before I got here that about 70 to 75% of the COVID hospitalized cases are obese. So we all need to be roller skating, guys.
Yeah,
That's true.
We all need to be and bicycling and doing all that kind of stuff. So just saying.
Yeah, getting the body moving.
Yeah, eating healthy. Eat at her farm. Go to her roller skating events.
we're just gonna follow her, man.
Shoot her turkeys
the way.
out the farm.
You see, I'm wearing these jogging pants. I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right, the cult has started here. The priestess of the
The
great.
priestess. That's your new nickname. The priestess.
Yes, the priestess of the cult of the great rollerblades.
She's addressing all the. She's gonna get us out of the pandemic.
You're
She's
gonna
gonna
get
get us in a
houses.
house.
You're gonna get you a house. I'll have some books to read.
Yeah, every cult has to have some good literature with it.
Exactly.
It sounds like a cult, yeah.
I don't know if you realize we've been at it for an hour now.
I noticed.
Yeah. What can people find you, or like if they want to get in contact with you, maybe to buy your book and all that, or to contact you just based on the interview?
Yeah, I would say like on Instagram.
If you even want that.
Yeah, on Instagram I'm just like Tanias PB. It's my nickname. Like that's we're growing up. They used to call me Tanias. Mm-hmm. Like So I don't know. Tania was taken, so I couldn't.
It's like a cute
Tania
version
PB.
of Tania.
Yeah,
Tanias.
And then on Facebook, I do have like a Facebook for the book, and I'm like gonna start dropping posts, basically like, did you know, like back in the day, X, Y, and Z, or did you know this person, just kind of like, because I want that education to. I don't want to hold on to knowledge, essentially, like I want to release it.
There you go. There it is.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, so I'll start dropping some posts and stuff like that, just to like, let people know about the history of Richmond and stuff like that. So I would say the Facebook, Follow the Plan, Follow the Stories is like a good resource. And then, look out for the event that the book release is going to happen this year, crossing my fingers that it happens in the next couple of months. This year went so fast.
It did. It's already, what, August?
August.
Fuck. It's August.
We're in August, yeah.
Wow.
So hopefully October, late September, October, hopefully. And then
book reading event?
Yeah,
outdoors?
A book reading, exactly.
I'm there.
Have some music, have some bomb food, like get the homies together.
I remember when you told me about the book. We were at Dante Clark, his book release in 2018.
And he already released another one,
He did.
The Closed Casket. Go get it.
Yeah.
And he's actually been like he's read the book and he gave me some really, really good like feedback and edits and stuff. And right now it's going through someone else that I really value and admire their work and stuff. So I'm just like putting it in front of people I really, really like value their work and like their art. And I'm just like, please give me that critique, like give me that harsh critique, like ask me those questions and stuff. And I'll probably have something like before I release the book, just to with the homies and stuff, and then just like release it out to the community and stuff. So I'll keep y'all updated.
Beautiful. I can't wait.
There.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'm gonna read it. Yeah.
Let us know and we can like post it to our people
That'd
too.
be dope.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Any last words of wisdom for the listeners?
Well, come join us at the Slab, every Sunday at 3 p.m. It's open, whether you have skates or not, it's at Miller Knox Park, so it's like super beautiful.
Yeah.
I feel like, and that's the perfect place to literally just come and ask anything, like we have Claudia Jimenez sometimes be rolling through with her skates, and she's like a city council member. We have Sol, who's part of Reimagine. Like we have Mighty Faye, who's part of Richmond Pulse, Yenny, Meryl. Like we just have like a really dope crew, like Rich City Rides and stuff, you know. So I feel like it's just a space that's open for the community if you just want to come out and chill and just enjoy your Sunday. It's always really nice there. I don't know if it's because it's like a big slab of cement. It captures the heat or something, but it's always like a little bit warmer there.
Like as soon as you go by the water, it's freezing.
It is, yeah. It's like freezing, and then you go to the slab and you're like, oh snap, it's actually really nice and stuff. So
I went on a bike ride recently, and like I was sweating, and as soon as I got by the water, I was freezing. It was all the,
So just join us and look out for the book. And thank y'all for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
For sure.
Oh, priestess of the great rollerblades.
All right, guys. This has been The Voice Party. We're out.
Hey.
That was an hour.